What's up, everybody, and welcome to What's Up with the podcast. I am Will Watson, aka Watson the Box, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-hosts and very good friends, Alan and AJ. Welcome, guys. How's it going today?
Hello, hello.
Shalom.
Good. Shalom.
Shalom. How many ways can you say hello?
Me?
Yes.
I probably can say it in like maybe 3 languages. One of them I can't show you because it's sign language.
Is
No,
that just
hold on.
waving?
You can show us. That's the point of sign language, is showing us. You can't.
Duh.
Yeah.
You're right. I'll show you over the internet.
Just show us over your microphone.
That was good, but the accent's a little off.
It's simple. All I needed was one. I was gonna say it's simple. All I need is one finger.
Oh, what kind of finger? Which way is it facing?
What are you wearing?
Khakis.
Are you sure about that sexual harassment thing, Will? I can't qualify for that still.
Nah, there isn't any yet. There is no sexual harassment charges at me on Gem Media.
What is this, Red Bull?
Care to delve into that?
Red Bull. Sorry, more specifically, Red Bull Racing, the Formula One team.
Wait, is this maybe I think I might have seen. Is this like when the guy won and like shot the wine or the champagne up the girl's skirt or something? Or is that something different?
No, that's something different. I haven't heard of that.
Okay. There was I don't know if it was Red Bull. There was some like racing, could have been NASCAR, could have been Formula One, I'm not sure, but there was a guy that like won and he popped the champagne, let it explode everywhere, and there was one of the girls that are up on the stage with him with like the helmet on. So she had like the tight leather dress and then a helmet so you couldn't see like her head at all, but then he has it spraying and he sprayed it up like the back of her skirt.
Ooh, that's not cool.
Yeah, no, it's not. I saw that. I was like, wow, how did he get away with that? Like,
Bro,
that's
I'm definitely.
I hopefully he didn't.
I am looking that up later because I haven't heard of that happening in Formula One, but I've also only really been super into the sport the last couple of years.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find it and I'll link it in the chat because that's awful.
That's terrible. No, the thing with Red Bull.
So what is this? Yeah, Red Bull.
The thing with Red Bull, the team principal of the Formula One team for Red Bull, the main team, not the side team. He just actually kind of funny. He was, I forget what her position is, but she's just like one of the workers there, and those two were messaging explicitly, like sexually explicitly, and there may or may not have been a meetup. This guy may or may not have cheated on his wife and slept with the underling, quote unquote.
I like the underling. It's like a villain's minion.
Well, it's like it's weird if you like work for a company and you start sleeping with the boss. It's just weird. And then you add to the fact that the boss is married
AJ,
and has kids.
We have all done it. Come on, let's be real.
To reference what Will was saying, all I was thinking of when he was thinking of Minion was Crunk pull the lever, and then when he made it sexual, it was very weird.
Pull the lever.
Pull the lever.
Love that movie.
Well, then, yeah.
Well, so
squiggity squigger.
No. He's got a point.
Anyways, Red Bull.
Yeah, so this dude's like sleeping. I don't know if she was his secretary, but she works under him, and apparently on top of him some nights. Ayo.
The jokes were last episode,
So
AJ.
Yeah. Why couldn't I think of that last week when that was the whole point of the episode? Dang it!
Right?
So that happened, and it's a big deal. And she filed like sexual harassment claims against the boss man, and it was this big investigation. Everybody thought he was going to get sacked over it. And then when all this drama happened, like, don't get me wrong, this dude's in the wrong. He cheated. He probably cheated.
Yeah, don't get you wrong. He's in the wrong.
He probably cheated. Nice. Damn it. He cheated on his wife and all that, but he's still a fantastic team principal. He still produces results, and whatever happens with his wife decides to, whatever action she decides to take is her business.
Now, I get that he cheated on his wife. That's not okay. 100%. Unless you're in a relationship where you can do that sort of thing. Clearly, this is not the case. You're saying that the woman that he was having an affair with reported him to HR?
Yeah, for retaliation.
But
because then they start. Now here's where
She's
it
just
starts.
as bad then because she consented to sex with this man.
Correct. Yeah. Here's the thing. But everybody sucks here. But the issue is at some point it's what this is where it gets kind of murky because we don't know how it started to like distance. Maybe Christian Horner. His actual name is Christian Horner, but all week he's been called Christian Horny. Maybe
That's what popped into my head just now.
yeah.
I'm sure it did.
No, trust me. The internet.
I'm sure it came into all of our heads at the
The
same
internet
time.
beat you to it.
Oh, don't say it like that.
Just like it came into hers. Oh.
Oh, nice.
You guys are a week old, I should say, for the podcast. All
Yeah,
these
right?
jokes
A week
coming out
late.
now.
Or a week old and $1 short.
Oh, a week late and a text message short.
No, a week late and a point short.
Oh,
yes, yep,
you motherfucker.
That arbitrary point
I'm
system.
still sore of that.
That arbitrary point system that means absolutely nothing except to the loser.
I'm sure she's still sore too.
Anyway.
Ooh. Yeah, so at some point, communication broke down between these. I'm a friggin' squirrel, dude. I get distracted super easily. At some point, communication between these two broke off, and she felt like she was being retaliated against over those two having a completely consensual affair.
Yeah,
speculation is that she was seeking commitment, and he was finding like, nah, bro, I'm married to one of the Spice Girls. I'm all set, and then went back to her. Yes, you heard that right. This man cheated on one of the Spice Girls.
Which Spice?
Jerry?
Jerry Spice?
Gary?
Jerry Spice.
Gary? Hold on. I thought that
I don't
was
think Gary is the Spice.
Geri.
I don't think Gary
Ginger
is a
Spice?
Spice Girl.
Are you thinking Ginger Spice?
I don't know her actual Spice Girl name. Her actual name is Jerry. Yes, Ginger Spice. Yep, Ginger Spice. You're right.
Oh my gosh,
bro! I had to Google this. I don't know anything.
Jerry Halliwell.
Dropping bombs on us about the Spice Girls. Doesn't even know his Spice Girls.
It's Jerry Halliwell. So it's yeah.
Yeah. So, that happened. So she felt like she was being retaliated against. There was this big investigation, and when it was talked like, "Oh, he might get fired over this," then two key people to the Formula One team came out of the woodwork and said, "Hey, if he leaves, we have an exit clause in our contract that says we can leave if he's sacked. So keep that in mind when you're making your decisions." And one was I forget his position, but every team this man, his name is Adrian Newey, every team this man has ever been on has been a championship winning team. He's a fantastic designer, fantastic boss. And the other guy is the current world champion, Max Verstappen.
Wow. That's loaded.
As the very great and wise Owen Wilson once said, "Wow."
Nice. Wow.
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 All right, Alan, did you have anything, or AJ, did you have an actual small talk to talk about, not one that I forced upon you?
No, that could be it. I didn't really do much besides work this weekend.
Sounds like fun.
Unless we want to talk about big diesel trucks, then nah,
nope.
I got nothing on small talk.
Nope. Alan, take it away.
Or like Big D's nuts. Anyway, what? My small talk is
I like the pausing.
I wanted to let that sit there.
Oh, it's out there.
Let that sit there and
marinate.
I got some small talking gaming news.
Cool.
We have Dragon's Dogma 2 has a character customizational trailer, or just playable demo, I guess you would want to call it, where you go in, you make your character, get it ready for when the game comes out. So that's exciting. I did that a few times. And also the bigger aspect of that is that Ghost of Tsushima is hitting PC, which, if anyone is listening, is probably one of the best Sony games ever. Definitely would recommend you playing it. I'm sure most people have already played it. I'd recommend you buying it again. Support the devs, because the money the last time that was used that bought the game actually supported the island of Tsushima. Since the game Ghost of Tsushima,
cool.
Yeah, the game Ghost of Tsushima is obviously a fantasy game, but it has some real life historical aspects of during the invasion back in that time, which takes place in the story plot, and how it affected and ruined the land a huge portion of the money that was made making the game went to the island of Tsushima and its people, and helped with, I believe, just fixing the resource systems and other ecosystems on the island, which is great. So you buying it again means it's probably most likely going to have more money either go towards the second game as well as the island itself.
Dude, that's
So
amazing.
definitely support devs.
I've wanted to get into Ghost of Tsushima for so long, 'cause since that game was like announced. I'm like, holy shit, I need that game.
And
And
you
this,
haven't had it yet?
nope,
It's been out for at least 5 years.
like years.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're talking about AJ, the guy that has a long ass list of movies that he wants to watch. Never mind games.
Isn't it it's still a PlayStation exclusive, right?
Well, it's going to come out to PC. That's what I was mentioning.
Yeah. Well, that's like, listen, it's not on PC yet, and I still don't have. I was given 2 PS4s. One needed the motherboard resoldered. The other one needed, I forget what it needed, but I ended up just giving them both away. I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to solder stuff. I could do that. You had to resolder like the HDMI port, the display port. Easy job. And it sat in the Target bag for a year and a half. Never got around to it.
I don't know. I think 5 years is plenty of time for you to pick this game up. It's been on
Yeah.
sale multiple times.
Not on Steam. It's not on. Is it on PC yet?
It's coming out May 16th. It got announced, I think, about a week ago or less than a week ago.
Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut.
That's what I'm saying. It just got announced.
For I'm assuming for pre-order.
All right, I'm all done listening to you, and I'm just gonna read this. Yeah, May
Yeah, it
16th.
just got announced a few days ago, officially, because it wasn't going to be on PC, and or at least they never mentioned it. And a lot of people were
Sony.
like, "Why?" Well, Sony started reaching out recently. There's a lot of Sony exclusive titles that are on PC now.
Right, within the past year, they've started making changes, but that's it.
I'd say probably about year and a half, 2 years at this point now. They have a couple titles on there. I think Days Gone was one of the first few. Marvel Spider-Man, and the bigger flagship was The Last of Us.
Which I actually have all of those games,
Mm-hmm. All very good games.
which is surprising because I don't have very many.
And as such, you can also go to publishers on Steam and you can follow those publishers. So anytime that they make a game, you can see anything that comes out that's new. Fun fact, they were the publisher of Helldivers 2. So,
Oh,
which is why it's not on Xbox. Not yet anyway.
Well, that makes sense. It's FromSoft, right?
No.
No.
It's Sucker Punch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just it was one of those games that was like, okay, that looks cool. I've seen gameplay. I personally wasn't gonna get it, but I might just get it.
Honestly speaking, how it plays is very similar to Ninja Gaiden, but also at the same time has combos and movement and abilities to do things very similar to how people have done combos in Dishonored. There's been a lot of times where people are playing the game and they're able to parry off and get combos and execute multiple people in very rapid succession to make it look very movie-esque. There's even a setting, I believe, in the game where you can put the bars on it and make it look like a movie, including a black and white filter to make it look like an old school Japanese movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And it has Japanese, fully voiced Japanese and fully voiced English as well, with different actors for each side. Honestly speaking, though, it was a very ambitious game for what it was supposed to be worth. It came on the slate for games being announced the same time Sekiro was, and a lot of people were like, two games are the same. Why do we need that? We're just going to go with the one we know with FromSoft. And of course, that one was fantastic. But Ghost of Tsushima stood alone in both its
Oh, you know what?
rich story.
I think that's where I got
Yeah.
it confused. Is the Sekiro and
Yep.
Yep.
It came out at the same time, essentially.
That's probably where I got the wires crossed there.
Yes. And a lot of people were like, well, why would I buy both? So people eventually saw how amazing this one was. The story, the characters, the concept of the area and the whole entire world is beautiful. It's insane. The game is practically flawless. If I was to say masterpiece games, this would qualify under what is entitled to be a masterpiece.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
Yeah. I mean, it's even far from an opinion. The game itself is just very beautiful. It's historical to some degree, and it's had a lot of different ambitious concepts all thrown together, and it executed them all perfectly. So
All right, cool. Well, yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting that. I don't know how soon, but
at least by May 16th.
Okay, well, I have quite some time then. So,
Yes.
all right, cool.
I have quite some time. I have plenty of time to not get anything done on my player watch list and still not have time for this game. Perfect.
That's
Exactly.
on you.
I know. Well, bro, I barely have time for like riding my motorcycle. Like, damn. I love that. The main reason I could justify still having a bike is it's transportation to work.
Yeah, I actually plan on. I don't know if while I'm up here in like the Northeast, but if when I plan on moving down south, I plan on getting a bike too.
Oh, bro, get a bike up here. They're so cheap.
I'm sure they are, but I mean, I can't really do anything or ride it because half the year is fucking snow.
No, not anymore.
Well, not this
Bro, I
year.
ride.
Normally it is though.
No,
Last year was
no.
horrendous.
I wouldn't advise riding a
Well,
motorcycle even when it's not snowing, but when it's cold out, even if you're layered, it's still cold.
Yeah, that's why I want to do it down south.
You got to get better layers because I have all kinds of winter weather gear from specifically for motorcycles, and yeah, it took me a couple years to figure out what works great for me and my setup. But dude, I rode my bike home in 30-degree weather, and I had to switch my gloves out because my gloves were too warm.
I also wouldn't recommend keeping your bike outside in the cold either. So you'd have to have it in a place where you can keep it where it would stay relatively warm.
Yeah, which is why I wanted to move down south,
Right.
because it's going to be warmer and easier to maintain
Right.
vehicles in general.
Well, it's just this proper winterization. I've been storing my bike in an unheated. It's unheated, but there's apartments above the barn, so it doesn't get colder than like low 50s in there, maybe high 40s.
That's still pretty warm. So if you're keeping
Yeah.
it parked outside when it's negative like something outside, that's not going to be good for the bike whatsoever.
Well, all I know is that I plan on moving down south in the next couple of years and getting a bike down there, and I'll be taking my kids out on the bike. I don't know if I'll get a sidecar, but I might just have them ride on the back.
Dude, you got
Ride
so
with
many kids,
me.
you're gonna need like 2 sidecars.
Yeah, exactly. No, speaking of kids though, I actually have something I wanted to talk about today. So I don't know about what?
Wow.
Do you have another kid?
Get fucked.
Okay, in a way, I guess. Let me.
Wait a minute.
I'll dive into this. Hold on. No. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. It's not what you think.
You're gonna hell dive into this?
It's not the same thing. Hold on. Let me let me explain. So, I don't know if you guys know, but my oldest, my 10-year-old, is not biologically mine. She is just my stepdaughter. But I've been there since she was 3.5 years old. She knows me as dad. She calls me daddy. She doesn't know who her like bio father is. And I've always been and always will be her dad, but not under the government's eye because I'm just stepdad. So, bringing a stepchild to doctor's appointments, they have to call the biological parent to ask for permission to release information or that I can do it. It's a bunch of bullshit like that. I really don't like it. So we've been trying for a long, 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 long time to get me to adopt my oldest, or like my wife's oldest, I guess. We've been trying to get the adoption put through. The problem was that her biological father was gone for a very long time, and he's in and out of jail, and he's associated with gangs and drugs and shit like that. And he was never really around. He hasn't been around since she was a baby, and it's been difficult to get anything going. But good news, he recently reached out after getting released from prison for the past, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that, and agreed to sign away his rights so I can actually finally start the process of adopting her.
That's awesome and heartbreaking at the
So,
same time.
exactly. So we just a couple days ago signed the paperwork with him. We went to the courthouse. We got everything that we need to at this point filled out and filed. The next steps are him going before a judge and verbally stating that he relinquishes his rights and he's not doing this He's not being forced to do this. He's not doing this with like ulterior motives or anything like that. Basically, that like, yes, this is me. I am the biological father, and I relinquish my rights. And then as soon as that's over, we can finally, after 8 years, can file this paperwork. So I've been like over the moon. I'm ecstatic about it. I just like I can't believe that it's finally happening. My wife and I, after we filed the paperwork, were like almost crying in the car on the way home. We were just beyond happy. It was crazy, and I can't
Well,
believe it's finally happening.
that's a huge moment in everybody's life. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just
Congratulations,
really
man.
grateful. Thank you. I'm just really grateful too that he's actually finally doing it. It's like it's been so
Now,
long.
if he decided to continue his pattern of being a deadbeat and not, I don't want to talk shit about a guy I've never known, but he doesn't sound like a great guy. If could he have like refused to sign his rights
Yeah.
away, and then you couldn't adopt her?
Yeah, that's what we've been dealing with.
Yeah. No, he can
Well,
100%
like,
refuse
He
that.
has been agreeing to do it and then flaking on it or ignoring our like messages or anything like that.
Or being in prison.
It would yeah, it or being in prison, right? Is getting to the point where we're gonna have to do a guardian ad litem, which is expensive and a long process, and it basically is us forcing his rights away through the courts instead of him just relinquishing his rights. So it's a lot more difficult, a lot more expensive. We've been trying to figure it out, but we've been trying to keep in contact with him to see if he will do this. He disappeared for a while, finally came back. I don't know if he's going through AA at all. He may be, but it seems like he's trying to right wrongs from his past, which I believe is one of the steps of AA. So if he is, good for him. We're even to the point where it's like, hey, if you still wanted to have some kind of a friendship relationship thing with her, as long as she's okay with it as well, like we'd be okay with it as long as it's, as long as she's okay with it, as long as it's like it's in a public place and we are there,
What do
not
you
even just like a third party, like we would need to be there.
So he said that he would want to do that or no?
He said that he would, yes, he'd like
Oh,
to
well,
get
that's
to know
good.
her. So he seems to be doing a lot better. He seems to be turning it around, which is good for her, good for us. Like it's just good all around.
Yeah.
So even sitting here, like I'm like my hands are shaking. I'm excited, but it's like it's there's a lot of
That's
emotions.
actually a better story though than what it sounded like. Not to derail your story, but I had a friend growing up, and his dad was shot and murdered because he had
Oh my
affiliations with
god,
the gang when he was a young kid. So he never had that chance. Hey,
that
my
sucks.
friend never had that chance. One, to get to know his dad, and two, for his dad to turn around. So it's good to see or hear that he's doing that and that he's keeping her best interests rather than his own at heart. So perhaps he's
Yeah,
not the
exactly.
worst person in the world, but it's good news.
Okay, well, I think that was some very nice small talk that we had here. The topic today, though, that I am hosting, it's very near and dear to my heart. I very much love today's topic. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I hope how I feel for it, I hope it's you guys feel at least half of that because today's topic is cereal. Lovely, lovely, sugary, chocolatey, fruity, oaty cereal that you can just smother in preferably whole milk, but I don't judge if you use skim, one, two, or almond. Cereal is cereal. It is my favorite. How do you guys feel about cereal?
I need you to get out of my head right now because I had cereal for breakfast this morning for the first time, and like I don't really. I haven't been a huge fan of cereal the last couple of years. Like I need protein for breakfast. I need like a hot meal for
hmm
breakfast to get my day going. So every time I eat cereal, I don't really feel like that was a snack. That wasn't really breakfast.
Same.
But I found this cereal. It's got Cocoa Puffs loaded. It's got like a creamy center to it,
Yes.
and they're like crunchy. Like they're almost shaped like no, not wheat thins.
Like
Toasted.
like the
Uh,
craze.
yeah, kind of like the craze. No, I'm thinking of like the wheat squares. Why can't I think of what those are called?
Wheaties?
Wheaties. Yeah. Wow,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
an
Yeah, yeah,
idiot.
yeah. Or
Please cut
mini
that out for the
wheats.
love of God.
No, keep it.
God. Yeah, they're shaped like frosted mini wheats, and it's just I had one bowl. I'm like, I'll try it. Whatever. I had one bowl, and I ended up having two more bowls after that. It was so good.
I hope you know I'm keeping all of that in. That's absolutely staying in now. Because you asked to delete it, to remove that, it's staying in.
Thanks, I hate it.
I'll be the devil on the shoulder and say I don't like cereal.
Ooh.
It's-
Well, you can
interesting.
just get out,
Not
sir.
even that. I do like cereal to some point. Every now and then it's good, I guess. But cereal is just bad for you. It's
Oh, absolutely. It's so bad for you.
It's
But
so
What
once
do
in
you
a
mean it's bad
while,
for you?
I love it.
I actually just bought some cereal when I went shopping recently.
Hypocrite!
But I bought
Hypocrite!
healthy.
Hypocrite!
I was gonna say, I hate it. I hate cereal, but I
I
bought
just
a bunch
bought
when I was
some.
shopping.
Well, I'm trying to let you know that I bought healthy cereal. I bought protein-based cereal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I've done
and
that
they're
before
actually
too.
they're actually good. They actually taste good. So I still dabble in cereal and the occasional bad cereal, but cereal as a whole, no, I'm
What
not
about when
really
you were a
partial for it.
kid? Can you manifest your mind into when you were a child specifically for this episode?
If we were doing video, I'd have someone edit in Vietnam flashbacks. But
See,
yes,
this is the part where you play a sound effect. It's like a fortunate son playing in the background.
You
And
should
you just hear, like, gunfire.
you should do that sound effect for me. Perfect.
nailed it.
Oh my god.
It's just
10 out of 10 out
Alan's
of
face
10.
photoshopped, like sticking out of a Huey flying over Vietnam.
You're exactly.
Bomber planes going off, napalm. No, I mean,
Lovely.
yeah, I ate cereal when I was a kid. I ate a lot of bad food when I was a kid anyway, so that's kind of
Yeah.
why I don't really eat it
I feel like
anymore.
we all did.
Well,
I
I don't
feel
really.
like we
Well,
all
no,
did.
my circumstance was different. I didn't have a good family home to start, so a lot of time I had a lot of junk food. There was times where my dad would make us kid cuisine meals for us to eat, and this was like a running thing, or he'd have me make the dinner because he wasn't going to be home or didn't want to be home to make it. So I would make mac and cheese 5 out of 7 weeks, so 5 or 7 days of the week. So suffice to say, I didn't grow up in the best circumstance when it comes to eating and consuming food, and so I'm more self-conscious as an adult, making sure I'm eating healthier foods. Like I
Oh
was
yeah.
snacking on watermelon a little bit
Yeah.
ago, and had
No,
some
I can definitely
Ooh.
relate with that
yeah.
for
So
sure.
no,
Yeah, I was getting ready to argue like, hey, kid cuisine isn't really that bad. Everybody's got,
it's awful.
there's
It's
the
dumpster
night.
fire.
Hold on. Let me finish, girls. There's like, having it once in a while is not that bad. Once a week isn't. There's one night. It's me and my little brother growing up, and there was one night was pizza night, because that was the night my brother had soccer practice. I had my Boy Scout meeting, and my parents. I think my mom had like maybe 45 minutes to get both of us, fed, and then whisked away to these engagements. So that was always pizza night. Because it was quick, it was easy. Sometimes we had kid cuisines. But and then you went on. It's like, yeah, a couple nights of the week, and then this, and it's like, oh yeah,
Right.
having that
Mhm.
5 nights a week ain't good.
Right. So
Right.
as I was saying, yeah, no, it was a couple nights a week I would have junk food. Like it's not that I ate junk food like chips as a kid. I had junk food as primary food. So I didn't have a lot of healthy meals, and if I did, my dad would be extravagant on them. He'd buy like pork loins, when in all reality he could have just bought chicken and vegetables, and it still would have been a healthy and fulfilling meal.
Understood.
Yeah.
But again, as I was saying though, yeah, no, cereals are fine. But like, and I have the occasional bout where I want to have an older cereal like Honey Grams or Trix or whatever have you. But it's not occasionally. It's not often. I mean, it is occasion. It's not often. I would rather eat something healthier, or actually most times I don't really eat breakfast. I skip breakfast in the morning because I feel sick eating food too early.
No, I actually am very similar to that. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning every single day so I can go to work, and I typically don't eat until my first break, which is about 8 o'clock. So I get that.
Mine's like 10. Yeah, I don't eat until 10. I wake up for work and I get there by 6, 7 a.m. and I don't eat till 10.
Well, the good thing about this episode is that the topic that we have is also a game, and you don't have to like cereal to win.
So a game where I'm probably going to lose because Will's salty about the last game.
Oh, definitely not. Nope.
Most
It is
certainly,
absolutely
100%.
not. This is not opinion based. at all. This is straight up fact,
Sure.
and it's
That is
you
that is
saying
the biggest bunch
this
of
or
fake
that.
news I've ever seen since orange-haired China man was president.
China.
I just missed how he said China, man.
All right. Well, let me explain how it works here. Okay. So I have a tournament bracket. I have a tournament bracket of 2 cereals that compete with each other, and you guys would decide which one is moving up in the bracket. And it does have to be agreed upon between the two of you, even if it's like 60-40. You still have to somewhat agree for that one to move up. However, I have a question after that asking each of you individually, which one do you think sells more worldwide? And that is how you
Okay.
will earn the points. So that has nothing to do with your taste of it, unless you want to base it off of that. Like, do you like this one better than that one? Okay, I feel like that one's going to be better, so I choose this one, and we'll base the points off of that. The tournament is just for fun. The points and guessing which one is higher, that is for the actual win of the episode. Everybody understand the rules?
Mostly.
Maybe.
Do I need to explain more?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll dive right into it then here. So, first on our bracket, we have Fruit Loops versus Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, that's
Which
an easy one.
would you guys want to move up to the next bracket?
Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, Fruit Loops. That's way better.
Really?
Yes, and I can give you a reason why.
I that's why I'm here.
Why is your opinion better than
So-
mine? Please
Yeah,
explain,
exactly. And then if you guys really can't decide, I will be the tiebreaker for you, just so we can move it along.
So I will say that Fruit Loops is better because while you're biting into them, there's more of a bite there. There's more overall flavor coming from them. Because when I eat Fruity Pebbles, it's just slightly flavored Rice Krispies. And if I really want to go for the texture and because it's a big difference between the texture of Fruit Loops and Rice Krispies. If I wanted the texture of Rice Krispies, I'd eat Rice Krispies, not Fruit Loops.
See, I'm gonna agree with you there on the count that it's just Fruity Pebbles are just slightly flavored Rice Krispies, and that's what makes them great. Because I've had Fruity Pebbles with chocolate milk. I've had Fruity Pebbles with whole milk. It still tastes fantastic. Now, I've never been a big fan of Fruit Loops. Oh, you know what's funny? I've never been a big fan of Fruit Loops because I just equated them to Cheerios, but with less honey and just more sugar.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Fruit
But
Loops.
Fruit Loops are much
honest to
bigger
God.
rings. Cheerios are much more sharper, condensed, smaller.
Oh, I know. I know they're like the physical differences, but I was always a Honey Nut Cheerio kid, so I liked the Cheerios over Fruit Loops. So I'm gonna dig my heels in the sand. I'm not a big fan of Fruit Loops.
Did you guys have any other points that you want to make? Or are you guys going to disagree completely? Do I have to break the tie on this one?
I think for the first one I got to break the tie because I won't move on that. I mean,
All right.
this
sounds
is
good.
coming from a
Tiebreaker.
person who doesn't really enjoy cereal that much. I have a strong aspect on
I mean,
this.
you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, no,
I'm just
definitely.
saying. I think, yeah.
So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to keep it unbiased because I have a preference as well. But this isn't about me choosing. This is about you guys going through the bracket. So how I want to do this is I'm going to make a decision on your guys' argument. So I heard both of your arguments. I absolutely understand them. I get them. I can relate to them. Did you guys want to add anything else to try and tip me over the edge one way, or did you want me to make a decision off of that?
I think I made my point clear enough.
Okay.
So I like Fruity Pebbles because it flavors the milk. Yeah, it gets if you let it sit for a minute. Fruit Loops you can let sit for a couple minutes. You can pour your cereal, put it back, and then do something else real quick, and then grab your cereal and go. Fruity Pebbles, you gotta pour it and eat it fairly quickly because you're right. It gets soggy. It just kind of becomes like little pieces of paper, flavored paper in the milk. I'll give you that point. But that's exactly why I like it is because it flavors the milk. It accentuates the milk. Um, if you let Fruit Loops just kind of get soggy in the milk, you just have soggy bits of Fruit Loops floating around in there. It doesn't add any flavor because it's just straight sugar, in my opinion.
I will say, not in my own defense, if you do that with any cereal that's fruity, it's going to add to the milk regardless.
I think some cereals take away from the milk. Fruit Loops being one of them.
Okay, I will agree that I think all fruit cereals do make a difference. They all do affect somehow the milk because any cereal that you put in there does make the milk taste different. However, I do agree with AJ that Fruity Pebbles does affect the milk a lot more. And I do like the fact that Fruity Pebbles tend to soak up the milk a lot more. And I personally, when I take a bite of Fruity Pebbles, and I'm going to say I'm going to keep it unbiased, this is just an opinion of mine. I do like to take a bite of the Fruity Pebbles and I like to drink the milk from it. Like I suck the juices out of it like it's a steak kind of thing when I have Fruity Pebbles, whereas with Fruit Loops, I can't do that. So I think this one I am going to say Fruity Pebbles, in my opinion, does win this part of the bracket.
That was a solid argument, Alan.
That was a
Well
very
done.
good argument. I actually almost agreed with you right up until the end when you said that it doesn't, like when AJ said that it affects the milk more and Fruit Loops doesn't as much. I did
So
have
you
to
guys
agree
aren't
with
even
that one.
cereal connoisseurs. You guys are flavored milk connoisseurs.
Oh no. No. The
No.
cereal, there's later ones in here that the milk has no effect on it whatsoever. I would eat these cereals dry or with milk. It doesn't change anything. Just in that instance, it is straight up the milk.
I'm gonna agree and disagree with you, Alan. I do love flavored milk. I'd never call my before you said that, I never would have called myself a flavored milk connoisseur. But you said that, and so many bells were going off in my head. I literally just drank milk that was Eggo waffle flavored last week.
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds awful.
It was I'm like middle of the road here. It wasn't super great, but the reason I'm like, okay, yeah, it's all right. I'm drinking a maple flavored waffle. Great. The reason I didn't like it, I don't mean to sidetrack your game. The reason I didn't like it was because my dinner had every single bite had a slight mapley aftertaste because of that drink.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, when it lingers behind,
Yeah, it lingered behind.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, so the Fruity Pebbles wins that round, but I do want to do the points of that. For out of your guys' opinion, what do you think sells more worldwide? Not just in America, worldwide. Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles?
Fruit Loops.
I'm gonna say
Actually,
Fruit Loops on that
well,
one.
wait a minute. The only thing that would be a factor is that. So I grew up in I didn't actually have it, but I had friends and myself in the situation. I grew up in a very low income house. Typical with low income houses, when they bought cereal, they bought those giant bags, right? And those
Yep.
giant
No, I
bags,
definitely did too. From Walmart, the ones that are sometimes generic. Yep.
right? But there was never Fruit Loop bags. There was Fruit Pebbles bags. So I'm gonna say it's hard to say because I don't want to take two lanes. But if the big bags were involved, I would say it's Fruity Pebbles. But my gut is gonna say Fruit Loops because of the better marking system it has.
Yeah, so
Now
I'm not talking about
quick.
any kind of a generic. Sorry, AJ, I just want to make the one point.
No, you're
This
good.
is not taking into consideration any kind of a generic version of it, and it's not those big bags. This is by boxes sold,
Gotcha.
and this is of the actual Fruit Loops with the Toucan Sam, and the Fruity Pebbles with the Flintstones. So it is the actual brand.
If it's the actual brand box sells, then Fruit Loops.
It's got to be Fruit Loops. But I want to make a little side tangent since you said like my buddy always called them. I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up in poverty. I grew up like a step above poverty, and I don't mean that against anybody. But like we always had food, the house, and the car, and that was about it. Like I had a GameCube for a game system up until high school when I could buy my own PS3. We didn't grow up rich, but we didn't grow up dirt poor either. My buddy always called those poverty packs. That's like the big bags of cereal with the Ziploc seal on top. Why did I hate that only those had the Ziploc seal? Every bag of cereal needs to have that. It's fantastic. But they only did that. The name brands didn't do that because they want it to go stale, so it goes bad. So you buy more, eating less. Those are cheap pricks.
Yep, definitely capitalism at its finest.
So what was your answer?
You both said Fruit Loops. And the answer is Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops.
Yeah, because Toucan Sam's like a worldwide brand. There's no way Fruity Pebbles beats that.
Yeah, nope. Fruit Loops is definitely the winner. I don't want to say the prices of like how much, or not the prices. I don't want to say the exact amounts that they won, but I will give you the difference between the two. It was about almost 40 million of a difference.
Oh, that's a big
Huge.
difference. Damn.
And
Yeah,
because
it's
more people
almost
probably
40
like it.
million of a difference. So
People probably
I'm
like
gonna...
it more if we would have to guess.
No,
maybe.
like you said, better
Who
marketing.
knows? Let me see.
If someone's walking up to you and trying to sell you a box, are you gonna buy the box that's got a pretty bird on it, or a bunch of cave people? Next
I don't know.
question.
I think, are you going to buy the thing that you know and you think tastes good, or are you going to buy something you're not really sure of?
Well,
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But if it's like a total unknown, you're gonna go with the prettier box, which is usually Toucan Sam because he looks all happy and friendly.
Okay, next
versus the
one, because we
Flintstones.
have about 20 of these, so let's go. so we,
Yeah.
so we have
Let's figure this out because there's a lot.
Honey Nut Cheerios versus Honey Bunches of Oats.
A Honey Nut Cherry. Oh wait, no, this is personal. Which one should move up?
This
in the
one
bracket,
is
right?
you two agreeing on which one should move up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And this is just the base Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yep,
like not
just the
like
standard
the
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Honey to honey. I'd say Honey Nut Cheerios.
Dude, yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios
Honey
all the
Nut
way.
Cheerios moving up. All right, sounds good. Personally, Honey Nut Cheerios is actually my favorite cereal of all time. There is no other like cereal out there that I've had that beats Honey Nut Cheerios for me.
Yeah, I'd love bees nutting in my Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios is it's my number one by a landslide. Yeah, I heard what you said. I'm moving on from that. So for the points,
You're telling me honey nutted in these Cheerios?
So for the points, do you guys think Honey Nut Cheerios or Honey Bunches of Oats has more sales?
Again, I'm gonna say Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, you would think the other one would because of the health marketing brand, but a lot of people are stupid and they decided to buy Honey Nut Cheerios, think that Cheerios are healthy for you, which they can be, but they just go with the honey. It's like, well, it has honey in it. It can't be that bad for me. So I'm gonna say Honey Nut Cheerios because just people prefer it.
Okay, well, you both are correct, and this is making the game very difficult because you guys are tied with 2 and 2. So this game might end with a tie if you guys keep this bullshit up.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, not an us
Yeah,
problem.
for real. It sounds like a bad
All
system
right.
that you set up.
Yeah.
Ooh, got him.
So the next one is Rice Krispies versus the standard Cheerios.
Oh, that's a bad matchup. I'm gonna have to go with standard Cheerios, man, because even though Rice Krispies is really good, again, it has its own thing. Like when you eat Rice Krispies, the snap, crackling, pop, that nice slightly noted weedy vanilla taste is good to it. But you can't top Cheerios, man. Cheerios are good. They're good for your heart. They got a lot of cholesterol.
Honey Nut Cheerios, you can't top. But plain Cheerios? Bro, you might as well just eat the box that it came in.
That's what I
I
mean.
disagree.
You can actually eat Honey Nut Cheerios by itself a regular Cheerios by itself as a snack.
Bro, I've never done that in the history of my
Everyone
life.
has
And
that. I've given it to my babies like that too.
Yeah.
I grew up eating Honey Nut Cheerios like as a little snack as a kid, and then also I've done that as an adult too. I love Honey Nut Cheerios, but I cannot eat plain Cheerios.
Yeah, I had to defer to Cheerios in this one, unfortunately. It's not unfortunate because I think it's definitely better, but it just sucks that was a bad matchup for Rice Krispies.
Yep. You guys going Cheerios as the one moving up in ranks?
I'm going with Cheerios.
AJ, should I make it easy on you and just say Cheerios is moving up?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I'm just going to defer to Alan's judgment because one, I'm sure Will's going to side with you, but also plain Rice Krispies is not the best cereal.
Yeah, I could eat plain Cheerios over plain Rice Krispies, and that's kind of the point of plain cereals.
I'm gonna give Alan this one. Cheerios.
Okay. So then for the points, do you guys think Cheerios or Rice Krispies sells more?
Cheerios.
I'm gonna say Rice Krispies because Rice Krispie treats. You have to buy Rice Krispies to make Rice Krispie
That's
treats.
fair.
To make, correct. That's a good point.
Yeah, I'll side with you. I'll go with Rice Krispies as well. Then I think that makes sense.
Ooh, bold move. Let's see if that pays off.
Let's see if that pays off. It does not.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Really?
Yeah, no. Cheerios is actually the highest selling cereal in the world.
Yeah.
And I
Oh.
will give that one. It's 139.1 million.
How much more is that over the Rice Krispies?
Over the Rice Krispies, that is almost 100 million.
Yeah, so I was assuming Cheerios was the number one.
You're thinking that the entire world makes Rice Krispie treats.
I know they do in the United Kingdom and Japan.
If we're talking
for a
about
fact.
in America specifically, Rice Krispies is number 1, Cheerios is number 2 because of Rice Krispie treats. But you have to think the entire world, if buying cereal, is not buying Rice Krispie treats to make, or Rice Krispies to make Rice Krispie treats.
So I had two trains of thought when I sided with them, because parents will generally buy a healthy cereal for their kids. Healthy being the word, I guess it's not really a good word for it, but they'll buy a healthier cereal, and more times than not, they'll get like things like Rice Krispies or whatever, because kids want something that's it's influenced to be fun or tasty to some way and
the snap,
enjoyable.
crackle, pop of it. Yep.
Right. So that's more inclined to kids, and people that are going to be eating cereals are more inclined to kids. So that's the angle I was going with. I was like, that kind of outweighs what I thought about Cheerios, even though Cheerios, like I believe in the commercial, Cheerios say that they're the number one, and they put stuff in it to help with cholesterol. So
Cholesterol, yep.
yeah. So I was like, no, AJ might be right with this one, and I guess I was wrong. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you would have stayed with your gut instinct, the initial instinct, you would have been one ahead. But
Oh, well.
Unfortunately,
Damn,
Shoulda, coulda,
bro.
woulda.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So next one is we have Frosted Flakes versus Raisin Bran. I think I know the winner for this one.
Yeah, that's what are these
should have done-
matchups? That's a no contest.
I don't want to tell I don't want to tell the game master how to do his own game, but I think a tough battle would have been Raisin Bran or Honey Bunches of Oats.
No.
No.
What do you mean no?
No. Raisin Bran would lose every time, no matter what the matchup is.
Oh, that's true. Raisin Bran's disgusting.
Is that the one with the two? Is that the one with the sun with the scoops? The 2 scoops? Is that Raisin Bran?
Yeah, that's Raisin Bran.
Yeah.
Yeah, that loses every time.
2 scoops is how much fecal matter they put into every box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind Raisin Bran, but it's definitely not on my top list. So Frosted Flakes goes up there. So, of those two, this is a stupid question, but which one do you think sells more?
Definitely not Raisin Bran.
So is that that's yours, AJ?
What are my options again?
Frosted Flakes or Raisin Bran?
I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Frosted Flakes.
All right, you are correct.
Yeah. No, everyone bought one box of
I almost
Raisin
said-
Bran, and they're like, "I'm never buying this again," and they told their friends.
No, I almost thought Raisin Bran because retirement homes, old people homes, they love that shit.
I don't think
Yeah,
they do.
no,
I think they just get
no.
it anyway.
Dude,
I think no one likes it.
It's the brand.
I've picked up trash
brand.
and recycling.
The
at-
Raisin Bran.
Yeah, I've picked up trash and recycling at senior retirement homes. And it's like there's boxes and boxes and boxes of Raisin
No,
Bran.
the,
It's like, this is where they all go.
the raisins
And
and the
full.
bran both help with their digestion and bowel movements. So yeah,
That's the thing is,
possible.
he's picking up the boxes and they're full. They're throwing them away completely full.
Well, they could be, but they still paid for them. They still sold them.
That's true. That's true. All right. So the next on the bracket here we have Life cereal and Chex.
Does anybody actually eat Life?
I have the Life cinnamon, but not
Oh, that's
standard
good.
Life. No.
But then you have Chex
Personally,
cinnamon, so-
exactly. Personally, I don't do either Chex or Life.
Dude, I'm gonna say, as a side note, I was a kid that enjoyed Chex multigrain cereal. It's very
Oh,
good.
Chex is. Well, here's the thing. Chex is good, and that's like I enjoy Chex plain, but my mother makes a mean Chex mix.
I'm gonna go with
So I'm
Chex.
gonna-
I'm going
I'm gonna say
Chex,
Chex
moving
as
up.
well.
Yeah, okay. I would say the same thing. I'd say of the two, I have definitely had the original Chex a lot more, like the rice Chex. That one specifically for me, I like those. All right, so which one do you guys think sells more? Is it Chex or is it Life?
Chex.
I'm gonna say Chex as well mostly because Chex Mix.
You'd be incorrect.
I don't know why people are buying Life though. I know Life was really popular when I was in high school.
Is that a close? Is that a close
It is.
call?
It is close. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a very specific cereal, so that surprises me. That's even
Yeah.
close to it.
All right. So next one we have here: Captain Crunch berries and Special K red berries.
That's a hard
I don't
one because of
I
the
don't think I've ever
memes.
seen Special K red berries.
It's not bad.
What even is Special K? Like what's their gimmick?
It's like Frosted Flakes, but with it's healthier, and it's almost a lie. It's
I would
so when they
say
marketed
that the
it,
Special K is a mix. If you were to take like Frosted Flakes and the flakes of like a Raisin Bran and like put that together, that's kind of like Special K.
Oh, so you made crappy Frosted Flakes. Thanks.
no.
Pretty much.
So it's not. I wouldn't say it's crappier, but like it's less sugary, and they were marketing it as healthier cereal. But the problem is even though it had less sugar intake, it still had just as many carbs. So it wasn't really healthier per se. But it
Right.
had freeze dried fruit in it, like strawberries. Like when you go to the store,
The
and you pick
red
up.
berries, yeah.
Yeah, the red berries was dried strawberries. So it was good, but you'd rather just get like a parfait and have real fresh fruit.
Right.
Nothing. It's good, but nothing to write home about.
Okay,
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
so in your guys' opinion, Captain Crunch berry is better or Special K red berry is better?
I'm gonna go with Captain Crunch.
I'm gonna go with Special K red berries
Okay.
because Captain Crunch, although it tastes good, is a nightmare to eat.
What do you mean? It's a
It
nightmare
cuts
to
up the
eat?
inside of your mouth. Yep.
Yep, it's a meme. It's a whole thing. It's a well-known fact, and the berries doesn't help.
And in all honesty, the Captain Crunch
Mhm.
to me, just not the berries. The berries are okay. They with like this part, the cutting up your mouth, they are awful too. But this next part, they don't affect. Captain Crunch gets soggy ridiculously quick, and when it does get soggy, it's like a
Yeah.
weird grimy like feel to it.
Yeah, and it falls
Oh
apart.
yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I haven't eaten Captain Crunch in a while.
So
Yeah, it's not
See,
great.
I
I would
grew up
have to
eating
go with
crunchy
Special K
things.
red berries.
That was a meme. I'll respect that, even though I disagree. I never understood the meme of Captain Crunch cutting up your mouth because like, I grew
The
up eating
edges.
crunchy stuff all the time,
So you take like
and
a
I've never had that issue.
right. You take like a box, right?
But
Like
I
the shape that it is, and it's puffed
yeah
out, so it's round on the sides. But the edges are like pinched. So the
yeah they come to a
edges
point.
come to a point, and so when you bite into it, one of the four sides is gonna cut your roof of your mouth.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
they said.
I also exclusively like ate it in milk. I never ate it dry, so
No, it cuts your
that
mouth
might
in milk.
Yeah, it still does
that
it,
might
and
also be
it's
why
either
I've
cutting your mouth in that first few bites, and then it gets so soggy so fast that you have like maybe 2 bites of like a normal consistency, and then it's just mush.
Yeah. So you pick one instead of the other. Which nightmare do you like the most?
Exactly.
just bounce between nightmares. Thanks.
So either eat it in like the first 30 seconds that you pour the milk, or wait until after, because you're just not gonna have enough time to eat a whole bowl at that good consistency.
Yeah, it's honestly like glass and sand because as ironic as that is,
Yeah,
because
no, I could
sand
agree with
makes
that.
glass, the texture goes down as the dry one. It's like wet sand, and the texture when it's sorry, the wet one is like wet sand, and the texture when it's dry and not wet by milk yet is like little glass. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I could
it's
agree with
bad.
that.
It's bad.
All right, so the Special K red berries moves up. What do you guys individually think sold more boxes worldwide?
That's gonna be hard
Yeah.
because I do know there was a huge following with Special K, and then there was a huge fallout with Special K because they were found out to be lying about being healthy food.
Yep.
So that really
So
affects the polls. I'll let AJ pick first.
Um, Man, this is a tough one. I want to say Cap'n Crunch because of the huge marketing campaign towards kids
sells more.
and kids buy more cereal, but also Special K and all the health nut freaking yoga moms trying to be healthy. I'm gonna say Cap'n Crunch.
Okay.
Final answer.
I'm gonna go with the other one because I think, just as I said before, people are stupid, and even though there was a huge like thing saying that they weren't healthy, I think people didn't believe it and they kept going with the healthy food. So I think I say that whole like the whole boom of Special K, I think it still kept it higher than Captain Crunch.
So we have AJ chose. This is the first time you guys have disagreed. AJ chose the Captain Crunch, and Alan chose Special K red berries. So that is 1 point for Alan.
Aw, damn.
Special K red berries does an average of about not much. Holy shit! Like I want to say 1 million more.
Yeah,
It's real close.
Oh, that's
It's
close.
real
because it went
close,
Okay.
actually.
downhill. It probably
I
because it
was-
went downhill is why.
Dude,
And
that's why I was quiet for a second. I was like, it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's really close on that one. So that's kind of funny. All right. So the next one we have here is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Reese's Puffs.
oh boy,
Yeah.
That's
Both
a good matchup.
good.
That is a hard
Both very
matchup.
good.
They're
I
both
did this
good.
one specifically. Both very good.
Now I gotta ask you, Will, is French Toast Crunch on your list?
French Toast Crunch? No.
What?
That's a relatively new one.
No, it's not. French
French
Toast Crunch
toast?
was around when I was a kid.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh,
I
damn.
don't know if it was or not. This is a list of the like. This isn't just like me choosing either. This is like a list of like the top cereals worldwide. That
That's
I
what I'm
broke
saying.
down.
So if we're gonna
it wasn't in that,
eliminate
no.
if we're gonna eliminate Cinnamon Toast Crunch, then that's a huge blow to cinnamon these cereals, and as opposed to its alternative, it's a huge blow the other way. So that's a hard choice.
Nope, it's up to you.
I'm gonna say Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I'm gonna go with the split Reese's Pieces. I'm gonna leave that to you, Will. You said it's up to us. I'm gonna say it's up to you.
So I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's even when it's soggy, it's still good. And I used to get into this mood when I ate cereal a lot. I would intentionally let it get soggy to like flavor up the milk, and that like I'd let it sit for a couple minutes, like a ridiculously long time, and then I'd go back to it, pour some fresh stuff in there for the crunch, and then just enjoy drinking cinnamon sugary milk at the end.
I will.
I'm sure wherever my dentist lives, he's salivating right now hearing that.
Yeah, I know. I get that. The cinnamon milk is a really good aspect of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But honestly, though, when it comes to Reese's Puffs, dude, you can't beat Reese's Puffs, man. Like
Reese's
I'm
Puffs
not even
is
a big
good.
peanut butter dude, but at the same time, you can't get another cereal that has that rich peanut butter chocolate flavor that also has a really badass wrap to go with it.
Peanut butter chocolate, great.
Just saying.
When they come by the make the morning time, epic.
Well, you had that loaded, ready to go.
Oh, I did.
If you were to look at not even just at the marketing value, but at like how the product is presented itself generally, like I'm not talking about like media or all those commercials we had when we were a kid. Just you go to the store, you have the product. Cinnamon Toast Crunch was one of those products that went through a bunch of changes, and I'm sure that also changes the formula a tad about it too. And I've noticed the flavor was off every now and then. It could be because I'm an adult versus a kid, but Reese's Puffs hasn't changed at all, and it doesn't need to because it knows how good it is. It is one of the default ones most people go with because it's just good. So it doesn't have to try to sell itself again. It always will. So I'm gonna go with Reese's Puffs because it just hits the mark perfectly, dead on. Doesn't even have to try.
Okay, so I'm good. I'm gonna make my. Now I'm gonna cut it. Nope, no more. Doors are closed.
Ugh.
So I'm gonna make my decision here, and I'm gonna give you the reasons why. So personally, I'm gonna have to go with Reese's Puffs, but
Not even letting me make my
that
argument.
is because
You did.
You said yours. So it's because the Reese's Puffs.
Can I call for a mistrial?
No, denied. Reese's Puffs is one of those cereals where Alan pointed it out. It's iconically the peanut butter chocolate cereal. Sitting here, I can't
Yes.
even think of another one besides like if another cereal decided to do
Off-brand.
their own peanut butter version of a cereal or something. Which
I can
honestly,
name two knockoffs
they
right
all-
off the bat. Just saying.
yeah, they're knockoffs. They're garbage. Exactly.
Well, I mean, like
So it's
other
just not
people
the
who
same.
did that.
Oh, like okay, well, who is it? I'm just curious.
Fruity Pebbles had a chocolate one with peanut butter mixed in with it,
Peanut butter though.
and
Ew.
Captain Crunch.
It's awful.
Was it Captain
Oh,
Crunch?
yep. Nope. Those are so like I said, awful. Anyways. So yeah, so that right there. So there's that. I did agree with AJ on the Cinnamon Toast Crunch having the better milk because it is a factor for me as I do like to drink the milk after I have a bowl of cereal. It's a very, very big thing for me. I love cereal milk. It's
Yeah, how can you
amazing.
not?
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal milk is one of the best ones. However, the only thing, because you guys both made good points there, and it tied you on that aspect of it. But for me, I have to add a third point in. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, when eating that dry, is a lot more messy. Whereas Reese's Puffs is clean to eat. You can put it in a baggie, you can put it in a bowl, you
Yeah.
can put it on the table, and it's real
Oh,
clean.
you're right.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
You're
you have to
right.
clean up a mess.
You can
So I
you can
have
eat it in
to
a plate.
say-
You can eat it in a train.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to say Reese's Puffs in that aspect. Just simply, that's my point. And
I
that's
do
from
enjoy-
a dad's point of view.
I do enjoy Reese's Puffs, and that is a very good point. It's a cleaner snack when dry. I will
Exactly.
enjoy both of these cereals dry. I preferred Cinnamon Toast Crunch more.
Well, that's the thing I was saying, is that now that Cinnamon Toast Crunch is out of the running, there is no real cinnamon cereal that matches. Like, yeah, you have Chex Cinnamon, I guess.
Right.
There's also
But,
no.
like, it's not Cinnamon
also
Toast
Life
Crunch.
Cinnamon.
And if you had French Toast Crunch in there, then you could argue that that would work too, because you'd also have a richer French toast taste. But everyone's a heathen, and I'm not even a cereal guy, and I'm telling you, no one even knows this cereal exists, and they missed out. This is an amazing cereal.
Well,
How
like
dare
I've
you?
seen it, but I thought it was like this new thing. I'm not a cereal
No.
connoisseur.
Yeah, it says the guy that loves eating cereal, apparently. The guy who hates eating cereal knows more. Crazy.
Right?
Mind blowing.
Well, that just means you don't try to speedrun grocery shopping trips like I do.
I do
hate
not.
The place we go is nice. All the people are nice, but it's like I don't want to be around 100 assholes for an hour while I'm spending money. It's like I just want to get my shit and get out. I try to speedrun grocery shopping.
Now you know how porn stars feel.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pause podcast for a second here. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. I really have to pee. I already had an alcoholic drink and 2 bottles of water, so I will be right back.
Unbelievable.
Sure.
Bro, I gotta take a shit.
We should talk about shit about Will, because he's going to be editing it, so he's going to hear this part.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but you got to go, so...
Well, no, I'm
I
not.
guess
I'm not gonna go. I can't poop that quickly. No, fuck him in these ratings. This is a bullshit matchup.
Yeah, dude. The fact they match those up is fucking stupid. What an asshole.
Yeah, fucking bro. How has he not had Lucky Charms yet? If that ain't the next one, I swear to God.
Well, I mean, even then, like, some of the matchings were just like, I don't know where he got some of them. Some of them were like super easy, and then other ones were just like you could have matched that with something else,
Yeah.
man. Because you want to give this one we just did. You want to give that like at least a 2 or 3 bracket battle, not a 1 bracket battle. What is he thinking?
Exactly. Bro, what's he gonna do? Like fucking Lucky Charms and Apple Jacks? The fuck?
Yeah, for real. No, he's gonna do like Lucky Charms, and then he's gonna do like an off-brand something with like marshmallows in it, like what was it,
Like-
blueberries or something? And you're just like, dude, of
he's
course.
gonna. Yeah, he
Lucky
hasn't even brought up
Charms.
the seasonal cereals yet. No, he's gonna do like Lucky Charms and like plain cornflakes, some bullshit like that. Just like you're just eating stale confetti at this point.
And then meanwhile, he's gonna bring up Chex versus like Kix, and you're just like, that's the same.
Oh, I
thing.
forgot Kix existed.
Dude, Kix. If you mix Kix with Cocoa Puffs, amazing.
Ooh.
Well, I will tell you that Kix was very close to being on this list, but it did not make the cut. So,
Bruh.
How long you been there? Did you hear us?
literally put my headphones on when I heard him say Lucky Charms versus something, Chex or something, whatever, and then that's when I came in. So before that, I heard
You
nothing.
see-
All right, cool. Hey, you're.
Oh, so you'll hear.
all I'm gonna
when you
say
edit
is-
it, so
I'll
no
hear
worries.
it all when I edit, and it may
You're
or may
in-
not end up in the podcast. so
You're
I
in
guess we'll see.
for a good surprise, and you're just gonna be like,
Oh,
"You fucking
great.
assholes!" While you've been up all night
Well,
editing.
don't give it away.
Great.
There's a subtlety to these things. Don't just give it away.
I didn't give nothing away. You'll find out. You're gonna learn
I'll
some new
find out.
insults.
Yeah,
Trust
I'm
me.
just gonna skip to an hour and 14 minutes from in the podcast. All right, so the next one that we have here is Frosted Mini Wheats versus Lucky Charms.
Hey, there you go, AJ.
I fucking called it.
I know you did.
You did. Obviously, the answer is quite easy with this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, is it?
Lucky
It is.
Charms, bro.
Yeah, Lucky Charms.
Okay, cool. Put that in. Sounds good. Which one do you guys think sells more?
Easy.
Is it though? Lucky
Yes.
Charms, probably.
Frosted mini wheats.
Huh? No. No.
Yes.
Huh?
No.
Yes. Frosted mini wheats.
I'm going to
sells
disagree
more.
with you there, bud. Lucky Charms pretty much had his own fucking show. You don't see it. You don't see
That's
a show about
true.
Frosted Mini Wheats.
That's true, but and this could just be from, this could be just destruction in the making. But growing up, the main thing people said they loved when it come to like a cereal that they were forced to eat that was healthy that they just decided to switch to was fucking Frosted Mini Wheats. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? Like, I'm sitting over here eating like Lucky Charms and Fruit Loops and shit still. And then there was like, oh yeah, dude, Frosted Mini Wheats all the way. And I'm like, you guys are monsters. Like, what do you eat? Like cereal? And they're like,
guys
yeah,
are
it's not bad either. And I'm
monsters.
like, what the fuck?
Bro, what's the matter with you? Yeah. Are you safe at home? Damn.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of kids in my school grow up and they're eating Frosted Mini Wheats. And it's like, bro, you're a kid. Eat cereal, not that.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so you guys lock in your answers then?
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could be wrong.
So Alan says mini wheats, AJ says Lucky Charms, correct?
Yep.
Okay, AJ with the point.
How much of a difference is it,
I
though?
bet it's going to be close, though.
It's about 15 million.
Could be. No, it's the marketing.
Alright.
It was all the
Oh,
marketing.
yeah,
It's 15
100%.
million different. Yep. All right.
That's just what I knew when I was a kid, so I was just everything I knew was a lie.
All right, this one may be easy, but it also, I could see this being a difficult one for you guys as well, depending on your taste. So we have Apple Jacks versus Trix.
I called that one.
Apple Jacks versus Trix. I never ate Trix cereal. Really?
Really?
Well,
What? You're talking about fruity cereals, and you didn't eat the number one fruity
okay,
cereal?
hold on. I ate it, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. I liked the yogurts more. Trix yogurts were my jam.
Well, good thing this
Those
is
are
the cereal
worse.
episode, not the yogurt episode.
Actually, fun fact about Trix cereal is: did you know that they were all the same flavor? Every Trix was the same flavor.
Yeah,
I did not.
someone
Yeah.
told me that, and I didn't
It's
believe it. It blew
mind-blowing.
my mind, and then nobody. I'm like, yeah. I came into
I swear,
dude. I was like bullied. I came into the school the next day, and I'm like, guys, dude, blind taste test. Like, you just grab a spoonful of, you have somebody sort them out, by shape. Grab a blind
I
spoonful.
think you never had
and-
Trix.
Well, I ate it, and I ate it. I never ever ate it, but I ate it and I didn't like it, so I didn't eat it much.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna make a correction on my own behalf here.
Uh-oh.
When you said that Trix taste the same, my mind, because I mentioned yogurt, went to the yogurt flavors, which they absolutely do not taste the same. The Trix cereal, I absolutely knew was all the same flavor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like,
It was
my
the
little,
yogurt flavor. There was a cotton candy. There was a strawberry banana. They had different
dude,
flavors.
they had like the mixed ones.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are so good. No, my little brother liked Trix, so it was always in the house, but I was never a fan of it. But I helped.
Okay.
I
I
helped
would've voted-
organize a
I'm
blind
voting
taste
Trix.
test where we like what I just said. We organized it like by shape, and then someone was blindfolded. We mixed up the bowls, and they almost always they'd guess which one it was. They would almost always get it wrong.
My vote's for Trix.
My vote's for the other one. I don't care what it is at this point. Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks. That's my name. How did I forget that?
AJ, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so do you guys want to give like one more reason as to why they need to move up?
I actually liked Apple Jacks because it flavored the cereal, because it had, it was appley, it was a little cinnamony. Better marketing campaign in my opinion. Here I come, I am cinnamon. That fucking guy, he was great.
They were creepy as hell, and honestly, that Trix was way better. It was very iconic.
Silly
and very played
rabbit.
off of
Tricks are
Lucky
for
Charms.
kids.
Yeah, and even spun off its own pornos. You guys ever seen like B-rated pornos? They had B-rated pornos for a lot of things, and one of them was that. And they also
But you
had one
can't
where
go
it
from
was,
talking about a
No,
kid's
no, no, no,
cereal
no,
to
no,
porn.
sir,
He's
sir.
about marketing.
This
He's about
is a
marketing.
Christian podcast.
It is not. For sure not.
Me? I don't watch porn. No, I think my wife watches this and listens to this. No, I've never seen anything like that ever. No, never.
You wanted me to argue, and you were making up marketing. I told you, oh no, it has a way better marketing strategy with the Trix Rabbit.
No,
I
yeah,
guarantee
I
you.
liked it. Flavored the milk better, but no, Trix. The whole Trix thing is iconic as well. But I didn't.
I would say Trix is definitely better aside from the porn aspect, because it. I think it had a better marketing thing anyway. I think Silly Rabbit Tricks for Kids is definitely more popular of a thing, and it just tasted better. If you want to talk about fruity cereals, that is the de facto fruity cereal.
Bro, it just tastes like sugar.
So, that's all cereal.
Well, yeah,
At least American, yeah.
America.
America.
I liked Apple Jacks flavored milk better than Trix flavored milk, so that's my final answer.
Okay, so again, AJ is going with the milk option, what it tastes like after, and Alan is typically going with the better marketing. Is that like the general
I said
overall?
milk as well.
Oh, the
No, I
Trix
said
milk
milk
is
as
better for you
well.
too? Okay.
The de
Yeah,
facto
I was gonna say.
fruity milk cereal.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
So,
It's like he didn't even listen to your half of the argument, Alan.
I know,
Damn.
apparently. He must have got lost in the porn part when I
He's
brought
busy
that up.
Probably
Googling
did.
in incognito mode.
I was busy Googling that.
For a friend,
Okay.
for a friend.
You're right, exactly. So I'm gonna have to go with Trix as the choice.
Oh,
It's not because I don't like Apple Jacks, though. For me, this is a very hard choice. I really like both. For me, though, I'd have to say the Apple Jacks milk and the Apple Jacks themselves, I don't get an appley and a cinnamony taste with them.
well, it's like a hint. It's not like a taste.
I don't get it at all. Apple Jacks taste great. I love the taste of Apple Jacks, and the milk does taste good as well. But I don't get apple or cinnamon. And if we're talking about the marketing of that, dude, that apple, he needs to get squashed. The cinnamon dude is like creepy, but he's like at least he's chill. The apple needs to just fuck off. That dude is just
Yeah, the apple's crazy, and he got crazy eyes.
Whereas, like, the Trix Rabbit is like, dude, I just want some yogurt. I just want some cereal. These kids are being assholes.
and all the kids-
Like, that's all it
Yeah,
is. That's not his
exactly.
fault. He just wants to try what everybody else is loving, and that's not his fault. So if we're going to go with the milk and with the marketing, I have to say that Trix is better on both, in my opinion. So we will go with Trix on that. However, what do you guys think sold more?
Oh, Trix.
Trix over Apple Jacks?
Which one sold more?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And again, this is just the cereal. This is not the yogurt as well.
I'm gonna say Trix.
Alan, you said which one?
Trix.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're in agreement here.
You're in agreement on that one? You're both wrong.
Really?
Interesting, because Applejacks was, I know it was popular, but I didn't think it carried on as popularity.
See, the
Maybe
thing
it did
is,
later because they
Applejacks
changed Trix up.
Applejacks is on this list. Trix is not. It's not even sold on these top cereals.
Well, how big is
That's
the
crazy.
list?
It could be because they
there's
changed
18
Trix.
here. If I were to go to
Oh wow.
by America, Trix is on here,
Worldwide, it's not.
but worldwide, it is Applejacks.
That surprises me because
I mean-
Trix definitely had. Now that we're not arguing, Trix definitely had the better marketing campaign.
I don't really know exactly, but like even still, obviously we wouldn't know what sells outside the U.S. But
I mean, by American
Trix?
standards, Applejacks wasn't on the list, and by worldwide, Trix isn't on the list. So, I mean, that says anything. It was very popular in America, not in the world, and it was in the world and not in America. It's kind of back and forth there.
Probably because of the White Bunny and the Looney Tunes effect.
it could have been.
it
Trix
could've been.
changed though. Back, same with like Cookie Crisp as well. They changed back in like 2015, and I think a lot of people stopped. There's a whole thing about cereals because of the health factor and stuff like that. And one of the topics that was brought up is the change in either the formula as well as the box because of a new age.
Well, I don't know if you
think a
guys
lot of
remember
people stopped
actually.
buying Trix because
I don't know
of
if you
that.
guys actually remember too. Trix, when we were kids, actually had fruit shapes to them, and then they turned into just the little spheres.
Oh, they brought that,
Which was
they
the
brought
whole
that back.
Big thing.
Yeah. Which is what was part of the thing. So they were
Yeah.
talking about when they changed the shapes, did they change the formula? And I believe it was yes. So I think it stopped people
Being
from
so
buying
popular,
it for a
yeah.
while. Yeah, that probably affected it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so this one right here, I have a strong feeling I know which way this is gonna go, but it could also be a really big debate. It's grape nuts versus Raisin Bran Crunch.
Grape nuts? You're telling me grape nuts
Yep.
is on that list, but not Trix? Bro, that's
Yes.
wild.
Grape nuts is on the American, not on the world. If that gives you any kind
Sorry,
of a
grape nuts
hint.
angered me so much. What was the other option?
Raisin Bran Crunch.
The other one that angers you more.
I'm
We go grape nuts.
I've never
You guys gonna
actually
go
I've
like
never
which
actually
one you want to move up?
I've never eaten grape nuts. I don't know anybody that eats grape nuts. I'm gonna have to default to Raisin Bran Crunch here.
Raisin Bran Crunch over grape nuts, you said?
Me,
And then
yes.
Alan, you said grape nuts over Raisin Bran Crunch. Do you
Yeah.
guys want to give any kind of argument, or do you want me to just make a decision on that? Because I have one right now, but you guys could sway me.
I have no argument other than that I've never eaten grape nuts.
Okay.
So as my opponent has no arguments, I will argue that
Bitch.
no one in their right mind loves Raisin Bran for the main fact. I mean, I'm sure there's some out there, but for the main fact, most people didn't like it is because the raisins were dry and they were dehydrated, I believe. And when you put milk
Mhm.
in them, they never really rehydrated.
I
So
just
they
want to
were
cut you off real quick. I want to point out that a raisin is a dehydrated grape.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. They were even more dehydrated though. Like they were like freeze dried. That's
No,
I don't remember them being
yes.
freeze dried.
because
I thought they had moisture in the box because otherwise it would have caused mold. So they had to be freeze dried.
Well, no, they're just dehydrated. They're just regular. They just threw regular
Yeah.
ass grapes in there, and it's just raisin. It's crunchy raisin brand.
they're literally
Right.
like dejuiced.
Well, I know what a grape is.
It's
I mean,
just
a raisin is.
It's. I remember it. I haven't eaten it in a while. I'm
All
gonna
I'm
go out
saying
and
is when
start
you
testing
eat,
cereal tomorrow.
regardless of the method, I know how raisins are. I know what they are. Regardless of the method, when you poured milk in, the consistency of the raisin was chewy and not really well pairing for something that was drowned in milk and crunchy cereal. It was worse than soggy cereal with the
I
consistency.
could agree with that. But I mean, they
So
also, for me, they did just taste like raisins. Either way, like the same consistency. I don't think
right.
the milk changed it, in my opinion.
And also, if we're talking about kids being kids, raisins and something that's supposed to be like a cereal that mostly is marketed as sweet, probably the fault of our system, but
Mm-hmm.
is not very good. Not a good marketing thing. Grape Nut, however, was small. It was still crunchy. It still had some flavor to it, but it was also still bland. It wasn't so bland that it was bad. Obviously, you didn't enjoy it as a kid, but as an adult, you could probably appreciate it a little bit more. And everything, consistency of texture and flavor was all there. It was all middle ground, but it was consistent. And I would take grape nut 100% over raisin bran for that fact.
Keep in mind, it does also Raisin Bran Crunch, too. So it has those clusters.
Sure, but I'm more or less specifically talking about the raisin bran itself because it's still prominent in
Yeah.
the raisin bran crunch.
Okay. And AJ, you just were standing on the fact that you have not had grape nuts.
I've not had grape nuts. I don't know anybody that eats it. This isn't the argument with these little arguments. It's not. Oh, I love this more than that. Sometimes it's with it's not your fault, Will. That's just how it is with matchups. Sometimes it's just which one's not as bad, and
Right.
that's why I'm going with Raisin Bran
Yeah.
Crunch.
No, absolutely. Okay. So my decision is going to be Raisin Bran Crunch. I am going to move that one forward. For the same reason that AJ said. I have not had grape nuts, so therefore I cannot have an opinion on this.
Wow, so I just get shut out because I'm the only one that actually knows cereals.
And you're the one that
Yes.
hates it.
Yes, and you're the one that hates it.
The host that makes the
Hold
episode
on.
doesn't even know his own episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some shit for that,
Shame.
Will. You never even you have this list of cereals from the interwebs, and you looked at it. It's like I've never even had that before.
I'm actually going to be honest with you with this one specifically. I put in grape nuts during this episode because I realized I had life on here twice. So then I looked back at the America list and the world list and found one that I haven't used before, and it was grape nuts. That was the only one that was left.
I know we don't have a following yet, but I want to just call it the fan base that will be the following. That he was wrong. It's all his fault. You guys heard
Sure.
it.
Sure.
He did
No,
this.
absolutely. Hey, I confess to it. This wasn't like it was something hidden and you guys found out and released it 3 years in the future. I admitted
Jokes.
this. Yeah, exactly.
Joke's on you, Alan.
He's
He's
gonna
going to
just
cut
cut
all
the
of
whole
us out.
episode. The whole
Nah,
episode
keep
just
this
doesn't
all in.
exist. He's like, "Hey guys, we never recorded." But
So it was Raisin Bran Crunch was the one that got moved up.
Can we have like a deleted scenes section in the podcast where it's just like out of context quotes, and it's just the first one is just Alan going
And,
to the
and that's it.
following.
Just
He
that.
was
Just that
wrong,
alone.
and then that's it. Just
Yes,
cut it.
exactly.
Yeah, just that
All right,
5
so I am
second
moving
quip.
Raisin Bran Crunch up. What do you guys remember what I said is the one that was and was not on the world list?
No, I don't remember.
yes, I do.
Did you want to still guess?
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay, go.
I'll have AJ go first.
Raisin Bran Crunch
Is the one that
sells the
is
most.
higher? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Raisin Bran Crunch.
Okay, you guys both get the point. That's kind of a given in
Well,
a way because I did give the answer, but
Do we still get points though? Because I honestly forgot.
yeah, no, I give the points.
Hey.
All right, so moving on to the next bracket here: Cocoa Puffs versus Cookie Crisp. I know the answer to this, but I still want to hear you guys.
Damn, another odd matchup that just is so shameful to put them
Mhm.
together.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
You know, I'm gonna have to default to what I've been doing and go in the classic. As much as Cookie Crisp is good or was good, because that was one that was part of that whole debacle
Good
when they were talking
marketing.
about. No, it's not good marketing. It was the whole about the whole debacle of rebranding and changing the formula. That one was 100%. Everything changed about it, so people stopped buying it. It did not taste the same. Actually, and I'm pretty sure that's not an age thing. It tastes awful now. There's something they did with it. They ruined it. But
Really?
Mm.
Oh,
yeah. So
I
not
used
for
to
that
love that.
fact. But not for that fact. I'm gonna go with the default facto, like base one, the most obvious one there is Cocoa. Dude, Cocoa Puffs. Classic. You gotta have the Cocoa Puffs. Like if you don't want the peanut butter with the Reese's
Puffs.
one. Yeah, the Reese's Puffs. Just a chocolatey cereal that's just good. Cocoa Puffs. And I was telling AJ, you take Cocoa Puffs and mix it with Kix together. Solid.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm getting back. I think between the Cocoa Puffs cereal, that the Cocoa Puffs, I just realized I told Will this, but you weren't there. You weren't in yet, Alan. I got in early. It was like Cocoa Puffs like loaded or something, where they're like puffed up a little bit and they're squares, and they have like a little bit of like white filling on the inside. Those are. I had a bowl this morning, and then I had 2 bowls immediately after. They're so good.
Jeez, that's a lot of cereal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. I'm gonna go with Cocoa Puffs. Final answer.
Well, you guys both agree on Cocoa Puffs, so I'll move that one up. But which one do you guys think sold more? And actually, I will give you a little caveat here. Neither of these are on the world list. This is only in America.
Dude, Cocoa Crisp, 100% sold more. Or not Cocoa Crisp, that's Cocoa Puffs, sorry.
Yeah,
Cocoa Puffs more
yeah.
than
I'm gonna
Cookie
say
Crisp.
Cocoa
Cookie
Puffs
Crisp?
sold more for sure.
Okay, you both are right on that one.
Yeah,
Very
obviously.
nice. All right, so next one we have here, though, we have Honeycomb and Honey Smacks. This is an
Oh,
easy one.
God.
Whack.
Honeycomb all the way.
For sure. I'm just going to move that up.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Honey
not even a
Smack
competition.
tasted-
Like, I
It's
shouldn't
not.
even had to ask you guys that one. That's
Honey
just a
Smacks
straight
had this
Honey's-
weird taste to
I
it.
think Honey's now. This is my own opinion. Please don't sue me, Kellogg, for the third time this podcast. I think Honey Smacks were always. You only ate Honey Smacks because it came in the multi pack, and your mom wouldn't buy you more until all the old cereal pack was like a little multi packs of the small box. And
That
it's
being
like,
one, or two, you only ate them because that's the cereal that was at your grandmother's house, and that's the only one that she ever had, or it was some Raisin Bran Crunch or shit like that.
Mine was because my dad said that you're going to try the cereal to be different and you're going to finish it until it's gone because I paid for it.
Awesome.
nice.
All right, so we went through the entire list of all of these cereals that we had here. We have them matched up. We're going to go through our second bracket, but I'm going to try and make this more of a lightning round to get through these. So it's going to be a little less opinion based, more of like a either you guys agree or disagree, and then I will decide this one or that one if you can't agree. So we're going to go from the top again. Fruity Pebbles versus Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Okay, I agree. Honey Nut Cheerios is my all-time favorite. We have Cheerios versus Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes. All the way.
Cheerios.
AJ says Frosted Flakes. Alan says Cheerios.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay. I think just on base cereal alone, I'm going to have to go with Frosted Flakes. All right, the next we have on the list here is Chex versus Special K Red Berries.
Chex.
Chex.
Chex. Sounds good. We have Reese's Puffs versus Lucky Charms.
Reese's Puffs.
Ooh, I gotta go Reese's Puffs here.
Yep, I agree. I had to say the same thing. All right, Trix versus Raisin Bran Crunch. Why am I asking? I know the answer. It's Trix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I figured.
hope so.
I figure Raisin
According
Bran
to you
Crunch
guys,
is
how
going
you
to be
voted for
the...
you guys voted for the crappy cereal. I wasn't sure myself.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Trix on that one. Okay, this one's tough for me. Okay, Cocoa Puffs versus Honeycomb.
I'm gonna go with Cocoa Puffs.
You know, I want to see what Will says. I personally like Cocoa Puffs more, but I want to go with Honeycomb to see what Will says. So Honeycomb.
Ooh, I like that tactic.
Why would you leave it up to me on this one?
Making Will think.
Yep, this is not. I'm not supposed to
While
be
it
thinking.
sounds like he's in the middle of nutting.
Dude, I like them both a lot. You know what? I think just on the fact that like one of them fits easier in the mouth and is easier to eat, which would be Cocoa Puffs, I'm gonna have to go with that. I think that would be the only thing because Honeycomb is just
that falls under texture. I get that. Like Honeycomb, I think Honeycomb is
It's
great because it
good,
traps
but it's
milk
just
inside of it while you're
bigger.
eating it.
Yes,
but it is a lot
exactly.
bigger, so it can be a lot more problematic.
If the Honeycomb was the size of Cocoa Puffs, I might have to go with that. But it's not. All right, I'm going to double back to those options there, just so we can get some more points on the table here. Fruity Pebbles or Honey Nut Cheerios? Which one sells more?
Fruity Pebbles or Honey Nut Cheerios?
Honey Nut Cheerios.
After you said Honey Nut Cheerios is like the top selling in the world.
Honey Nut Cheerios is not. Cheerios is the top selling. Honey Nut Cheerios is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Cheerios is the top selling.
I'm still gonna go Honey Nut Cheerios.
AJ Honey Nut and Alan, you said Honey Nut as well?
Yeah.
Okay, you both get a point.
I think we're still tied, aren't we?
Let's say I think we're tied. That's why he's doing this.
Yes, you guys are, which is driving me crazy. Okay, we're gonna. This one's not.
Damn it, Alan! Why can't you just be wrong?
I'm gonna skip this one because you guys already know the answer. Cheerios or Frosted Flakes. That doesn't count. Chex or Special K Red Berries.
Well, that's not fair. That's an error on you. We should still both get a point.
It doesn't change anything.
I still want my point.
It's
what are you talking about? We should get a point. What do you mean?
Okay, you got it. Chex or Special K Red Berries.
Special K Red Berries.
I'll go with Special K Red Berries.
Copycat. Watch we both be wrong.
You're actually right.
Yeah,
because Special K Red Berries is on the list, whereas Chex is not. It's on the American list, not the world list.
Yeah, we mentioned that before.
Yep. So Special K, so you guys both get that? All right, we got Reese's Puffs and Lucky Charms. Which one sells more?
Reese's Puffs.
I'm going to say Lucky Charms.
Okay, points locked in. AJ with a 1.
Actually, I was kind of surprised at that. I thought for sure it's like, I'm going to pick this, but I think I wasn't so sure about it when I picked it.
Yep, nope. It is surprising to me, but Lucky Charms, I guess, well, I can give the difference between the two, actually. It is about 50 million, believe it or not.
Wow. That's pretty close.
50 million? It's like other end of the list.
Yeah.
I'll give you an idea of this, okay? So Cheerios is 139 million boxes sold. So
That's a big difference.
These two being 50 million apart, that's a big difference.
I thought they'd be closer. I'm surprised at that.
I did too. I was very surprised with the information. But yeah, they're very far apart. Trix or Raisin Bran Crunch?
No, you guys are going to pick Raisin Bran. So I'm going to go with Trix.
On which one sells more? Yep.
Oh, yeah, no, I was
AJ?
kidding. Yeah,
Well,
Trix sells more.
You chose for me, so Raisin Bran Crunch. Final answer. I'm not gonna phone a friend.
Raisin Bran over Trix?
Correct.
And then, Alan, you're choosing Trix over Raisin Bran?
Yeah, I'm choosing Trix.
Trix is not even on the worldwide list.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Whereas Raisin Bran is bottom of the list. Second to the bottom of the list. But yes, it is up there. Believe it or not.
Well, how many is it telling you how much
surprising.
sold in America? Because you're saying how much it's
Not
sold.
how many sold in how popular it's in America is different. I'm saying in worldwide, how much did it sell? It doesn't even make the top 18.
I thought you were talking about it just selling in general.
Yeah, we're like worldwide, not
In
just
general.
specifically America.
Right, in general, not like in general sales. You could say in general it sells more, even if it sold more in America.
But that's not general. That's specific to America.
No. If you were to if you were to say that Trix sold 2.5 million boxes in general, and then
that's
you
worldwide.
Say that I'm just saying in general, it's sold that many boxes, no matter where it went to. But then you're saying the same thing about Raisin Bran Crunch, but it only sold 1.8 billion. Then technically speaking, Trix sold more in general, regardless of where it sold it. That's what I thought you were getting at. I didn't think you were getting at like the whole entire world when you were saying that.
Like a lot. I said on the world list how many like worldwide it sold this, and then on the American list specifically. So I've said back and forth like America versus world.
I just assumed it sold more in America than that one sold in the world. So I thought it meant it sold the most. That's kind of where I was getting that. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well.
Which one sold more, Cocoa Puffs or Honeycomb?
Cocoa Puffs, probably.
And again, keep in mind, neither of these are on the world list.
Yeah, they're just American.
They're just American list. And you said Cocoa Puffs, right?
Yeah, I said Cocoa Puffs.
I'm gonna go with not Cocoa Puffs.
Honeycomb.
Honeycomb.
Yeah, I think honeycomb.
The only other option.
All right, that is Alan with the 1 point on that one with Cocoa Puffs.
I'm pretty sure Cocoa Puffs sold almost as much as Reese's Puffs. It's not Reese's Puffs more than.
I don't know the numbers on the American one, but Cocoa Puffs is 13th out of 18 that I have here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then Reese's Puffs is, just so I can give you an idea, Reese's Puffs isn't even on this list.
For the world?
Crazy. For America specifically.
That's
World Reese's Puffs is towards the bottom of the list. It's really surprising, honestly.
I mean, it sounds like there's an error there, unless it's more recent stuff. Because, like, I'm pretty sure Reese's Puffs is mostly an American cereal.
Yeah, you would think, but it's not. It's this was on like multiple different sites that I've got this information from too.
That's weird.
Yeah, this is like the worldwide sold, like boxes sold and annual sales too. Like I have two different numbers. I've just been going by the boxes sold, but they're all it's still in the same order.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so that was that list there. So now we have comparing the, like, for you guys, what would you want to move forward? We have Honey Nut Cheerios and Frosted Flakes.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
AJ?
I want to say Frosted Flakes, as when presented with, they're both good cereals. They're both solid. But if there's a box of each open on the counter, I'm picking Frosted Flakes.
Okay, I am going with Honey Nut Cheerios. It's still my number one.
Yeah,
that was pointless.
That was a losing question.
He mentioned before that it was his favorite cereal. And if anyone didn't choose,
I've said that quite a few times.
I'm not going against my favorite cereal.
I just love how you took the time to defend it, even though you knew it was going to be a loss.
Even though we knew it was going to be a Honey Nut Cheerios.
All right. We'll let him have the speech.
Right. So we have Chex. Oh, hold on. Nope. Let me go back to that. Which one of those do you think sold more, Honey Nut Cheerios or Frosted Flakes, worldwide?
I'm gonna go with Honey Nut Cheerios.
Alan says Honey Nut,
I say Frosted Flakes.
and AJ says Frosted Flakes.
Yep.
AJ with Frosted Flakes. So we have Chex versus Reese's Puffs.
Reese's.
Gotta be Reese's Puffs.
Okay, I'm gonna move that up then. Which one sells more worldwide?
Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, I'd say Reese's Puffs.
Okay, you guys both get that one because Chex isn't even on the list. And finally, on this bracket here, we have Trix versus Cocoa Puffs. That's pretty tough, actually.
That is tough.
I'm gonna
But
say
they have
Cocoa Puffs.
They're the same group. They're puffy, rich flavored cereal. So
Yeah, it's just
do
like,
you want
do you want-
chocolatey or fruity?
With
That's what
good
it comes
marketing
down
too.
to. Yeah. Do you want
Both
fruit?
with good
Yeah.
marketing.
What'd you say, AJ?
No, I was gonna say exactly what you just said. It's do you want chocolate or fruit?
But the same shape, yeah.
Yeah, they're both good. But I'm gonna go Cocoa Puffs.
I'm gonna go with Trix.
Okay. Well, I feel like I tend to lean more towards Cocoa Puffs on that one, so I'm gonna have to go with Cocoa Puffs on that.
Did you say that Trix wasn't on the scale for it was on the US scale? Did you say that it was on the it was only on the US scale?
Trix is on the American, not the world.
Okay. Okay, because I remember we talked about that before.
So, saying that though, Cocoa Puffs also isn't on the world. So, which one do you think is higher up in popularity with America?
Ooh,
Cocoa Puffs.
I'm gonna say Trix.
Okay, AJ with the point.
Really?
Surprisingly, Trix is
Say
higher up with
That is
America.
surprising.
That
That's
marketing
very
campaign,
surprising.
bro. Tricks are for kids.
Well, it's not even the
Yeah, but the
marketing.
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, it's not even the marketing. It's when you ask people what they want for like ice cream, whatever, right? Or when
It's
you're gonna
not
get like
sherbet.
something, right? It's usually
It's
chocolate.
chocolate.
When you ask someone if they want something sweet, the default flavor is chocolate.
If you talk about
So
even milk, do you want strawberry milk or do you want chocolate milk?
exactly,
People are
most
going
people
to
go
tend to
chocolate.
go
Well,
to
there's
chocolate
not
milk.
Trix flavored milk.
Well, it's not that again. It's not the marketing or the specific thing. It's
Actually,
the
there is,
flavor.
but that's not the point.
Right, but it's the flavor, and most people would probably want to go with chocolate. So it's surprising that
Chocolate over fruit.
more people
Yeah.
bought Trix and Cocoa Puffs.
Damn, bro,
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
solid argument. I'm not even gonna refute that
Well,
anymore.
that's why people liked Reese's
Yeah, it
Puffs
makes
because it
sense.
was chocolate. That was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have the final bracket here. It's the Honey Nut Cheerios, Reese's Puffs, or Cocoa Puffs. And you guys have to agree. I'm going to let you two fight this out because I cannot give my biased opinion on this one because if that were the case, then Honey Nut Cheerios wins right off the bat. You two have to debate this back and forth and finally come to a conclusion on Honey Nut Cheerios, Reese's Puffs, or Cocoa Puffs. Which one should move up in your opinion?
I'm gonna say so. Obviously, you can go Cocoa Puffs over Reese's Puffs because it's just straight chocolate. But I'm gonna argue that that's not the point. If you have chocolate and peanut butter, there's more there. So clearly, that's above Cocoa Puffs. And just to spite Will, Cocoa Puffs is gonna go above Honey Nut Cheerios.
So in your mind, it's Reese's, then Cocoa, then Honey Nut.
Yes.
Okay. AJ?
I'm gonna 100% agree with Will here. As if you put all three cereals in front of me, the first one I'm gonna pick is Reese's Puffs.
But Will didn't make that argument. I did.
You mean Alan?
Yeah, Alan, my bad.
Okay. So it's
So
Reese's
what argument
Puffs,
did Will
Cocoa
make?
Puffs, and Honey Nut
My eyes
Cheerios.
default to the center of the screen, and in the center of the screen is Will.
I have Alan in the center of mine.
I have Will in the center of mine.
Alan's the center of my world.
Yes, I'm the center of your world.
At
Just
least on
saying that.
Riverside.
You're just trying to say that to make a big Honey Nut Cheerios. Stop trying to
Oh,
tamper with the result.
he already chose. He already chose and locked
I
it
chose.
No, I 100% agree with Alan's order.
Do I
in.
get
All right,
points for
so
that?
we're
Reese's Puffs, and then
saying that
Cocoa
Reese's
Puffs,
Puffs
and
is
then-
the winner.
Do I get points for having him choose my answer?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
But
I gave you guys,
you
I
can
gave you guys bonus points.
definitely, you guys can definitely earn points in telling me which one of the. I'm not even going to tell you about the Honey Nut Cheerios because obviously that's higher up. I gave you the top 3 of the fucking world. Which one's higher between Reese's and Cocoa?
Reese's.
I'm gonna say Reese's.
Okay, you both get the point. because that's correct. So now, if I were to sum up this
The points?
entire row here, yep.
Yeah, it's AJ won.
Have you been keeping track?
I think so, but you can totally him up just in case.
No,
I'm
shut
pretty
up,
sure
I
he
win.
just
Has.
in
I'm pretty sure.
case.
I'm pretty sure he has 3 more than I do.
You are correct. He has 15, and Alan, you have 12. That was
Do I
actually
get a
pretty
point?
close, though. That's
Do
not
I get a
bad.
point for knowing that?
Sure. Now you have
Yes.
13.
All right,
Yeah,
great.
but I still
Lucky
win.
number 13.
Sounds good. All right.
Bro,
so
you're
you have
like
13, and AJ has 15,
you
making
keep
AJ the winner. And
Ayo.
I actually have a prize for this one.
Wow. So that's more of a burn on me because you were so mad about losing. You made
Yeah,
me
absolutely.
lose.
No, hey, so the prize is that AJ gets to host the next episode.
But he was already slated to host next.
Exactly.
I feel like you
What it
can
was
word
going to
that
be
as
is
a
if
promotion or punishment.
AJ so what it was going to be is
That's a pity
if
prize.
AJ won, he gets to host the next episode. Alan, if you won, I was going to say you get to take next week off and not host. So it's either way, AJ.
Oh, so I'm
wins.
glad I lost. I didn't get the
You're
pity
telling me
prize.
you're telling me I can't get out of hosting a podcast I'm part of? Unbelievable.
Exactly.
You get the PP, the petty prize.
I don't ever tell me I
Exactly.
get your PP ever again.
It's not my PP, it's your PP.
All right, so I want to go down the list here and just tell you guys the amounts
PP?
of each of these. Yes, of PP sold in the world. So just real quick, I'll go down this. We have Cheerios at 139.1 million, Frosted Flakes at 132.3 million, Honey Nut Cheerios at 129.3, Honey Bunches of Oats surprisingly in fourth place with 111.3, Cinnamon Toast Crunch at 105, Fruit Loops at 91.7, Lucky Charms at 86.4, Frosted Mini Wheats at 71.3, Life, way too high on the list here, at 58.1, Fruity Pebbles at 54.1, Raisin Bran with 48.9, Special K at 47 million even, Rice Krispies at 42.1, Apple Jacks at 40.8, Special K Red Berries at 39.4, Reese's Puffs at 35.3, Raisin Bran Crunch at 37.5, and then Captain Crunch Berries at 38.3. Which is really surprising to me that Raisin Bran Crunch and Captain Crunch and Special K Red Berries, all of these mediocre at best cereals, somehow worldwide sold more than Cocoa Puffs and Cookie Crisp and all. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
People are masochists, man.
It
We
just
learned
doesn't
that from
make
my
any
episode.
sense. And it's not even like me putting my opinion in on like what order they should be in. It is literally just that is the numbers, and it doesn't make any sense to me. This is from multiple websites. I was like, all right, I got this site's information. And I went over to this one and I was like, oh, that's the same information. All right, what about this one? Oh, that's the same thing too. Okay, so this is obviously the number. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess according to What's Up with the podcast, we deem Reese's Puffs as the all-being cereal. Is the top cereal, top dog, number one in our eyes. I disagree, but I don't get to choose.
Nope.
I don't get to choose.
And if
Who's
all
the
of
real
you
loser
listening,
here?
yeah, exactly. If all of you listening disagree with this, let us know. If you agree with this, let us know, because I'm sure you all have your own opinions. And you know what? Feel free to talk about all this with your family as well, because this was actually really fun. I actually enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah, this is fun.
Did you guys have anything that you'd like to say before we wind down?
I think this is the longest running episode we've actually did, so you're gonna have a lot of crunch time.
Yes,
to
this is the
remain.
longest episode that we've done because you guys had a lot of opinions on these cereals. So
I want to just probably chalk that up to just bad planning on the host. But
I
you know,
disagree. I disagree. Okay, well, thank you everyone for watching with your ears. If you like the show, make sure to hit that follow button so you know when the next episode launches. Also, make sure to give us a review, and we might even read it live on the podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on the show and have something interesting, funny, or crazy to share, contact me at contactwatson, that's CONTACTWATSYN @gmail.com. Again, thank you all for showing your support. Tune in next time to find out what's up. We done.